Robin DiAngelo deleted her X account, and it is glorious. Now, I haven't seen Am I Racist yet. It's Matt Walsh's new movie that just came out, and Bryson Gray had the title song, Am I Racist? It's pretty good, pretty good. And she put out a statement, and we're going to read it right now because it's pretty funny. All right, this is her website, all right, robindiangelo.com. And it says here, about that film. That's the URL. robindiangelo.com/about that film. So this is the statement that she put out right here. Robin's statement. Back in 2023, I was contacted by a group who claimed to be making a documentary film called Shades of Justice about efforts to address racism in the United States. They plan to interview anti-racist activists, authors, and thought leaders in service of supporting the cause of racial equity. They offered me between $10,000 to $20,000 for an interview. I said, let's meet in the middle at 15 grand. Jeez. And agreed to participate. I have since donated that sum to the NCAA or NAACP. There it is. Right. I got it. I've since donated that sum to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Yeah. Once she found out that she got freaking tricked, she donated the money. Yeah, let's be real. She wasn't donating that money until after she learned that she got tricked by Matt Walsh. And now this is a statement that says, I can't take that money now. I have to virtue signal, essentially, that, oh, I took a racist's money, because obviously she thinks that Matt Walsh is a racist. When I arrived for the interview, a few things felt off. The grips would not make eye contact with me, and the interviewer, who was introduced as Matt, appeared to be wearing an ill-fitting wig. No, it's so good. Matt presented himself as someone new to anti-racist work and seemed earnest, and his questions did not come across as adversarial. By the end, however, things got weird. Matt asked what I thought about reparations for Black Americans. I said that I agreed with reparations, but that it was not my area of expertise. He then pulled up a chair and invited a Black crew member who went by Ben to sit with us, took out his wallet, and handed Ben some cash. He said that if I believed in reparations, I should also give Ben cash. I'm sorry. I haven't seen this movie, but I can't wait to see it. I really want to see this. While some Black people have asked white people to engage in reparations by giving directly to individuals, reparations are generally understood as a systemic approach to past and current injustice. Okay, I just need to add real quick. I got into a Twitter spat with, what was his name? Isaiah Washington, I want to say. All right, he was the guy who did Corsica. Let me see if I'm right. Washington, Corsica. Is that who I'm thinking of? Isaiah Washington, Corsica. Yeah. Okay, so I used to be mutuals on Twitter. This is when it was Twitter, not X, right? And he had a lot of good takes. I was interested in seeing Corsica because it was based on Bass Reeves, which was a Black sheriff. I don't remember exactly who he was, but it was like one of the original like Wild West cowboys, and it's a cool story, right? And so he made a movie Corsica about it in 2022, and he suddenly started talking about reparations. And I was like, what do you mean reparations? Like, you're a successful producer, actor, like you're doing great for yourself, and now you're complaining and saying that you are okay, you want reparations. It's like, you've never been a slave. I've never owned slaves. And Elon Musk said this a long time ago, and I was actually talking to my dad a few years ago about, in our family line, they found actually when my family were slaves. Like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 generation, 10 generations. I don't remember exactly how far back it goes. I have some I have 8 uncles, and a couple of them are like super nuts when it comes to tracing the family lineage, and they found that out. And I was like, "Oh wow, okay." So as Elon Musk says, everybody was a slave at one point. Everybody, all of us. But no one is right now that's complaining about it. Because all those people don't talk about the 50 million slaves that exist right now. There are slaves today that are living today. 50 million was the last count. And that's insane. And none of them are complaining about it. They're just going, me, 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 me. I deserve reparations. It's like, no, you don't. You didn't do what do you were never a slave. And I never enslaved anyone. So why should I give to you when you didn't? It's just stupid. It makes no sense. It's not going to fix anything. These people aren't going to take this money and be like, I feel better about my great 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 whatever having something bad happen to them. Like, no, it's not going to change anything. It's literally going to make zero difference. All it is just a virtue signal version of Marxism. Straight up. That's really what it is. It's redistributing the wealth from the people who have wealth to people who don't have wealth that don't care about it. A dollar earned is worth more than a dollar found on the ground. That's just the truth. You earn a dollar, suddenly you're like, I know that I worked, I put my time into this dollar. So now I'm not going to just spend it so flippantly. When you find a dollar on the ground, it's like, oh, cool. I didn't work for this. I got it for free. I'm going to go buy something right now. Just kind of how it works. It's just you ask anyone that works for a living, their money is worth more to them because they understand their time is valuable. So anyway, this guy Isaiah starts attacking me. Like he goes nuts about me being racist, me being a KKK member, talking about I need to get my freaking hood and all this crazy shit. I'm like, holy crap. Like, dude, all I said was I disagree about reparations. And he went nuts. How many people? King, do you remember that? I feel like you might have seen that. Your white side owned slaves, my black side were slaves, also awkward. Wow. Oh, that is awkward. Guaranteed the white side were slaves eventually if you go further back far enough. It's just how it works, man. All right, so anyway, back to Rob and DiAngelo. Okay, sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. The way Matt set this up felt intended to put Ben and I on the spot. Because Matt was pushing this on us, I expressed my discomfort and checked in with Ben to make sure he was okay with receiving cash in this way. Ben reassured me that he was. So I went to my wallet and handed him my cash, and the interview ended. Straight up, that's in the movie. I can't wait to see it. You do remember it, King? Right on. I was so unsettled by the way Matt manipulated the last scene that I emailed the contact person, who went by the name of Lee Hampton, to explain that this scene was not an example of reparations and could mislead viewers. I asked that they not use it in the film and shared several resources I shared several resources overviewing legitimate systemic efforts for reparations. Probably in California where there wasn't any slaves. Anyway, he reassured me that he understood and that they had not yet decided whether to address reparations. He never again contacted me or answered an email. After reviewing the sequence of events and discussing it with colleagues, I realized that they had lied about their agenda and I had been played. I spread the word on my networks. Unfortunately, last month I started receiving hateful and misogynistic emails. Some referenced the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro's website, which announced that the film is indeed being released and is not titled Shades of Justice, nor is it meant to support the anti-racist cause. It is a Borat-style mockumentary. No. It is a documentary, Robin. There's nothing mock about it. It is straight up a documentary about racism and calling out race hustlers like you. And it's designed to humiliate and discredit anti-racist educators and activists. You damn right. Their deception was carefully planned and well funded. Yeah, Well, they gave you 15 grand and it was 100% worth it. The website they had sent me to was fake, as were their identities. The project title used in the legal waiver, their description of the project, the last name they gave for Matt. The interview was, in fact, Matt Walsh. And he's a far right provocateur backed by Shapiro and Daily Wire. And yes, wearing a wig. It's so funny. The co-CEO of Daily Wire has stated, I can't think of a more appropriate film for the Daily Wire's first original theatrical release than Am I Racist? What is a Woman changed the national conversation on radical gender theory, effectively killing the issue, and DEI is the next pillar of woke mind virus that's about to topple. DEI culture is one of the most toxic plagues in American life. I can't believe she let that in. I can't believe she actually put that amazing quote in there. Incredible. Because it's facts right there. Am I Racist is not only about me, and I was not the only one who fell for their deception. Sadly, many of those being mocked are women of color. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I have not seen the film, nor do I plan to watch it. So I don't know what they have used of my interview or how they have edited it. But if you see clips or the full film, consider the source, Matt Walsh. So who is Matt Walsh and what is his and his backers' agenda? Luckily for us, he has clearly answered the question without shame time and time again. Oh boy. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, wait. I just want to point this out real quick. She goes, he has clearly answered the question himself time and time again, right? He clearly answered that question and then immediately goes to a different source. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center. You see how that makes no sense. You were going to go to the source, but then the source said who he is multiple times. So let's go to this completely different source, the Southern Poverty Law Center. Quote, Matt Walsh is a blogger and talk show host for the Daily Wire website. He frequently demonizes LGBTQ plus people and promotes racist and anti-transgender conspiracy theories. Whoa, conspiracy theories? Oh, no. No. I'm sorry, Robin, but they are facts. Look, Matt Walsh, he's got a lot of hot takes, okay? I don't agree with all of his hot takes, all right? Anime, oof. Matt Walsh, come on, dog. Games, look, I don't play games. I haven't in a while, but I'm still a gamer. I'll play games eventually again once I figure you become more stable. But man, Matt Walsh is not wrong when it comes to gender ideology and the whole trans movement. And even his race takes. I don't want to say racist because it's not. It's meritocracy is not racist. And that's essentially what he pushes. And I agree with it myself. I'm all about meritocracy. Look, I don't care what your skin color is. I don't care who you like to sleep with. As long as you don't try to indoctrinate children, we're good. And also push it on me or treat me differently because of my skin color. Right? I'm not going to treat anybody differently because of their skin color. I'm going to treat them differently based on their character and the way that they treat me. That's how I judge things, and that's how it should be done. Matt Walsh leads a campaign against gender-affirming healthcare. Gender-affirming healthcare. I'm sorry. I have to stop you there, Robin DiAngelo. Gender-affirming healthcare is a fucking scam. Okay? It's meant to make people patients for life. And it doesn't fix their depression because they're told that's the answer. But it's not. They just want their money. Straight up, that's what it is. And or they want to prevent them from procreating. Although I've reached this point where I'm like, I almost don't want these people to procreate anymore either. As sad as it is. They're obviously mentally ill. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong for saying that, but I'm reaching that point. Gender affirming care that has targeted American hospitals with harassment and has advocated executing doctors who provide health care to transgender people. No. Oh, I'm sorry. No. The way that she worded this is so incredibly wrong. No. They're calling out doctors and hospitals that are doing this to minors, medically castrating minors. And they tried to deny it. And Matt Walsh and Robin DiAngelo, or not Robin DiAngelo, excuse me, DiAngelo's, close name. A bunch of different people, Christopher Rufo. There's a bunch of people on the internet that are calling out these hospitals for actually doing these affirming healthcare on minors who cannot consent to anything in life because they're minors. That's what it's about. And I have never actually seen anybody in Matt Walsh's peer group that advocates for any doctors being executed. That's insane. All right. That's her being hyperbolic, trying to whip up a frenzy to her base to just believe what she's saying. My goodness. Walsh is also known for, perpetrating. No. Perpetuating. What the? Why can't I say this? What is this word? Perpetuating? Yeah. Perpetuating. All right. Walsh is also known for perpetuating the notion of anti-white racism. Excuse me. In the movie, they're talking about getting rid of whiteness. What do you mean? There is a whole anti-white rhetoric that's going on. It's been going on for years. It is racism. Yes. What do you mean? They're trying. Tyler Fisher was told he won't be represented because he's white. He literally was told that. People are being fired because they're white. They're not being represented because they're white. That's anti-white racism. That's not supposed. That's not conspiracy theories. That's not rooted in white supremacy. It's rooted in fact. Shapiro and Walsh's previous film, Lady Ballers, is filled with misogyny, racism, and transphobia. Oh my gosh. You mean the comedy? I haven't seen Lady Ballers. I heard it was okay, Like they tried too hard to be a silly, goofy movie and it was over the top. I haven't seen it. I'll watch it one day. I like Tyler Fisher a lot. I think he's great. And he's in the movie, so I don't know. But I'll check it out. But I hear they went a little too into it, right? But of course, misogyny, racism, and transphobia. I mean, have you seen Blazing Saddles? Have you seen some of the greatest comedies of all time? Well, Tropic Thunder, just Tropic Thunder alone, right? That one came out, 15 years ago now? I don't remember when it came out, but holy crap. At least Ben Stiller said he is proud of that movie and won't apologize for it. Same with Robert Downey Jr. Say what you will about their politics. Ben Stiller, at least, anyway, had some shit takes. Anyway, though. Shapiro also sponsored a film denigrating George Floyd. Oh, no. You mean the criminal who robbed a pregnant woman and pointed a gun to her belly and died off fentanyl? That George Floyd, who was turned into some sort of saint in the left? That fuck George Floyd. Anyway, this experience has reinforced for me how critically important it is to do in-depth background research before making yourself vulnerable to people you don't know, or believing and sharing what you see online. They will not prevail in their efforts to stop the work for racial justice. Robin DiAngelo.